I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I went to Deer Park High School, and then I went to college in Arizona at Embry-Riddle University, and I studied aeronautics. And my profession for the past 20 years has been in aviation. We've got 25 care packages that we're giving specifically to the breast cancer patients because that's what I was diagnosed with. Ever since I started the company, I knew that I wanted the first recipient to be Houston Methodist because they took such good care of me, and I just wanted to reciprocate that. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017 at the age of 37, and my husband actually found the lump in my breast. A week before he found it, I actually went to my annual OBGYN at a different hospital, a different care facility than Methodist, and I was misdiagnosed. So I actually came to Houston Methodist on a referral from somebody. What stood out in my head was the fact that they said at Houston Methodist, they treat you like an actual patient, a part of the family, and you're not just a number. And so that really resonated with me because I just didn't want to be shuffled through the system like, unfortunately, some of the other cancer facilities. When I was going through treatment, I met Claudia and Lindy. Lindy's the social worker and Claudia's the nurse navigator. And they were amazing. I mean, it goes back to how I mentioned that Houston Methodist treats you like a true family member. You're more than just a number. Oh, you're there! Oh my gosh!
You guys say hi, stay in the light.
Are you okay? Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
To see you.
Oh my God, I'm turning on this thing. I had a son who was diagnosed with cancer when he was 18 and passed away after a 3-year battle. And after that, I actually decided to go back to graduate school and got a master's degree in social work and became a social worker.
Between her and my nurse, Nurse Heather, and Claudia, they always made sure that I always had the same nurse that was giving me chemo, and I actually had the Vanessa suite. She always made sure that I went to the same room just because it made me feel more comfortable, and it just helped with that anxiety just a little bit. I curated my boxes based on things that I had used myself or that I wish I had used after the fact, knowing, things that I didn't know when I was actually in it. For me, the hardest part was this up here. Anxiety and stress and depression that I never had before. So I kind of turned all of that experience from a negative into a positive and wanted to give back. And so all of my boxes actually have something for mind, body, and spirit. I had originally been thinking about creating these boxes for actually several years, and I had actually mentioned it to Lindy in passing through conversations, and she was always my biggest cheerleader, and she kept telling me, just lead with your heart when it comes to everything behind the company, whether the products, the message, everything about it. And so she was always super helpful with that and gave me that extra boost to finally take the leap to start my own company. And I'd sent her some prototypes and kind of bounced off different ideas about the specific products to make sure that she thought that they were appropriate for cancer patients.
I think that Vanessa's done a really good job since she knows firsthand what was important to her during her treatment. She's able to, to curate a package that meets the needs of absolutely anybody who would be going through chemotherapy.
Lindy's seen me at my absolute worst and at my best now, so we've come full circle.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's another thing, I guess, about these boxes is that, I wanted Houston Methodist to receive my very first donation, and it's a full circle moment.